Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So on this video, I'm going to teach you how to combine Excel sheets the easy way with VSTACK 2024. So right now I have my sample worksheet right here. It's just a random data here. So I have date on one column, customer name on the other, product sold, quantity, total sales, and region. And I've divided them in 4 sections. I have north, south, west, and east. These are just random data just for discussion purposes. So the first thing I'm going to do in combining sheets is, of course, I'm going to create the last sheet where I'm going to combine everything. So for example, I'm going to add one right there, place it on the end section, and name this one. Let's just say for this one, final sales. Now for the final sales section, it's going to be by my own preference. If you want to design it, you want to put some colors to it, please be my guest. But for now, I'm just going to be very simple here. The first thing I'm going to do is add the header. So header right here, I'm just going to place it right there. I'm just going to zoom a little bit for discussion purposes. Perfect. And now, on the very first cell under the header, we're going to use the specific code. So it's going to be VSTACK. A little disclaimer that the VSTACK is not really applicable for the public. For example, if you're not using the Microsoft 365, Excel, Microsoft, won't be available on your end, possibly, but if it is, it's very glad to do so. So simply click on it right there, like so, and you'll see the formula right here. It's asking for an array. So where are we gonna get the arrays? We're gonna get them on the previous sheets we have. So array number 1 will be gotten from first sheet or north sales. So make sure you click on the very first data. And now I'm going to teach you a very quick technique. However, I think I already thought this before. So instead of hovering your mouse altogether on the data sheet, just press Ctrl Shift right and then Ctrl Shift arrow key down. Basically just went up there, covered everything. If you want to use manually on your mouse, please feel free to do so. Next up, we're gonna need a comma on our formula. Next up, array number 2 might as well go on the second one. Next up, array number 3. Again guys, I'm just repeating what I'm doing in the first part right there. So we already have a lot of sales going on here. So I think I need one more comma. Perfect. I'm gonna do the last one right there. So again guys, I have north sales, south sales, west, and east. To end the formula, I'm gonna add a close parenthesis and you'll be good to go. Simply click on enter. Right now we are on our final sales option, our final sales sheet. So I'm just gonna zoom out a little bit so we can appreciate it better. So with this one, you have 81 sections here. Now, how come we're not 80? Because the first 4 here are 20, because we're counting the first header as the first cell. However, if you remove that one, we have a total of 20 data, and that sums up with 80, excluding the first header, of course. So with this, I'm just going to edit a little bit. I'm just going to highlight everything here, for example. And then I'm just going to input some $sign. This is just going to be my own preference. For example, this one, I'm going to arrange them all together in the middle section right there, or just alignment. I'm just gonna expand this. So again guys, this is not really a mandatory. This is by your own preference and how you look at things. So for example, we're good to go there. That is gonna be step number 1 on how to combine the cells. I'm gonna teach you a second way or a quicker method. So I'm just gonna delete everything here. So let's try this second method, a much more faster, personally of course for me, on applying VSTACK. So same process, we're gonna utilize VSTACK, but this is a much more faster way. So clicking VSTACK right there, and with this one, make sure you're on north sales first, or the very first data range. Once you're here, click on your keyboard the shift option, or the shift key, and making sure you click on the last part of your data range. In this case, it's gonna be east sales. Notice on the formula, it's just gonna be a colon, not a comma. And once you're done with that, just simply hover your mouse on the first data sheet and cover everything. Once that's done, all we have to do right now is add the close parentheses. Click on enter, and we have added it one more time on the final sales sheet. Just a finishing touches here, personal preference. Regarding this one, I'm just gonna merge everything and then make them in between or centered. So we have finally added it up. Same idea for this one, it's just a much more faster way. However, there is a problem regarding this. As you can see right here, there's still 80 data sheet right there, or 81 counting the header. If I add some data here, for example, I add 5 and paste them down here, it will not reflect on the final sales, which is a bit of a problem because as you can see, the data range is only up to here, up to 81. So if I remove the 5 one from earlier, like so, give me a second here, I'm gonna clear everything. I think I can delete it right there. Perfect. So again, the solution to this one is go back on the final sales and then look for your formula. Instead of placing this one as 41, how about let's place it on 41? And if I click on enter, you'll see the zeros in between, which is a bit of a problem because it's still gathering all of the zeros in here. From 21 up to 41, as you can see, they're invalid. However, if you place some data here, just for example, what I'm doing right now, it will surely reflect in here. However, we still have those 0, which is not really good. So I'm still gonna remove this, everything altogether. And we're gonna focus on this method I'm gonna teach you. And now what we're gonna do is focus on the formula first. The formula is always on the top left section for me, because that's where all the data starts, right? So with this one, since we already added a 41 formula there, we're gonna use the filter function. And how to utilize filter? Before VSTACK, just apply the filter word and you'll see right there. So we have a filter option there. And we're just gonna copy the same formula. We're just gonna copy VSTACK here. Make sure you only copy the first part and then place a comma. Place it right there. So instead of placing them up to 40 or F40, we're gonna place it on one column. For the second part, I'm gonna utilize this one and just make it on A. Making sure we're only covering the first column, A40 up to, or rather A41 to F41, something like that. So with that being said, once you're done here, we're gonna apply this two options here, or two formula. It's a less angle or greater angle sign. It means you need to stop on this option and do not expand more. That's what it means. And applying this one, which means just covering up to 0, removing them altogether. I'm gonna close my process now. As you notice, it's gonna be red. That means we need one more close parenthesis to finish the formula. Simply click on enter. So we have successfully removed the zeros. And now since we have a limit of 41, let's try adding it up. For example, on the north sales, or just altogether on the east sales, if I add, I think 4, or let's just talk about 5 here. Place it right there, go back on final sales, you'll notice I have added 5 more data, which is pretty powerful, because now it is really updating real time. So another thing that is awesome about this one is, if I open up another Excel sheet right there, and then let me just minimize it, and just for it, I've named this well Central Sales. And then, once I copy this one and bring it all together in the middle of South and West, or West and East, all together anywhere in between, if I release it right there, you'll notice on the final series, we have added so much more. And why is that? You might ask me, how come we have managed that? Because remember on the final sales formula, we have managed to make it anywhere in between North and East be added on our final series. And that is how powerful VSTACK formula is. Now all we need to do right now is by your own preference. For example, you want to edit this one, and then basically you need to make it a date or something like that. You can do it like so. And then like being said, for example, you want a short date right there, you want to make it a long date, it's really up to you. You can even make it as a time. And for this one, you can just color everything however you see fit. Again guys, coloring and editing, or just the finishing touches, will be by your own preference. You don't really need to follow me on this part because this is just designing the finishing touches. So that being said, I think we're good enough here. And please use the VSTACK option moving forward. It's really powerful and you utilize it at the most potential it has. And with that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Goodbye for now.